really need to tender charge a Maserati GranTurismo? Yes. Yes, you do. That was a quick video, wasn't it? Joking. It's getting louder. Probably can't pick it up on camera, but it's getting louder. Some guys doing that. Sometimes I can make it pop, sometimes I can't. Like my downshift. There you go. Doesn't always do it. I'm surprised they haven't even figured out that I've got the exhaust done yet. I've done the X-pipe without the resonator. That's the first thing I've done. They didn't even know that I did anything. They just thought it was the same. I thought they'd be like, oh, have you done the exhaust then? Because they like, you're not going to do the exhaust light. I was like, no. And they went, oh, that sounds reassuring. You're not going to do it. Yeah, so I was just like, done the X-pipe, and then they didn't say anything. I was like, okay. And then I did Sport Cats with a resonator. I thought I'd keep it a little bit quieter because Sport Cats make it quite loud. So I knew I needed to put a resonator on it. Plus, I didn't want it to be raspy. I wanted to get that tone back, which I did. So I did the Sport Cats, and it was a lot louder. And I thought they've definitely got to know that I've done something now. No, didn't say anything. I was like, wow. And then obviously like the valves were closed on one side, so I got that like removed. They did like a valve delete, which has made it a lot louder. So I said, yeah, they're definitely gonna know that I've done something now. Turned up to the drive, like boom, 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 like really loud. Didn't say anything. On to the video anyway. I just wanted to do like a little video like beforehand while I'm waiting for this exhaust to come. I'm bored. And I'm off today, so I was teaching yesterday Kung Fu, and I've got 2 days off now, so I was just going to do a video because I was just bored, and I thought, what videos can I do and like explain what may help people with Maseratis, not necessarily Maseratis, any high-end cars. It's about tender charging. So tender charging, I don't know if you guys know what it is, but I'm not sure the main reason behind it. Not exactly. I would have to research it more. But I know that it's all like the high-end cars. This car's definitely quicker, I've noticed as well, actually. Anyway, so it's always the high-end cars. It's not just Ferraris. I mean, if you see someone that's bought a Ferrari and they like live near you and on their drive, or most likely it'll be like inside a garage, if they could afford a Ferrari, it'll probably be like more of an air-cooled garage. But it's, if you see a person that's just got it on the drive, usually you'll see them like linked up to a like tender charge. You'll see a wire and you think, why has it got a wire? And you think, oh, is it being charged up? And you're like, why is it being charged up? It's a Ferrari. It's not always Ferrari. It's Lamborghini. It's just a high-end cars. You think for like a Bugatti, like some of the cars are like, you know, like millions, aren't they? I think one's like 3.2 million or something, and you've still got a tender charger. So I'm not exactly sure why. Is it because they have a lot of horsepower? I mean, I could say that it's because it's a supercar, but then the Maserati GranTurismo isn't classed as a supercar. It's more like a don't know if it's a super GT, but it's a Grand Tour. I don't know if you can class it as a super GT. I mean, it's an exotic car, but super. I mean, the Nissan GTR is probably more of a super GT car because it's got so much horsepower and you can like tune it up to fucking shitloads. So I'm not sure if this would class as like a super GT. Nevertheless, I mean, or just an exotic GT actually. But I'm not sure, I can't really say because it's got loads of horsepower, because this hasn't really got loads of horsepower. I mean, there's cars out there like Jaguars, you know, like old Jaguars that have got 400 to 500 horsepower, more than what this has, and yet I don't think they've got to be charged up. Throttle response is brilliant on this. I was going to do a throttle like map, which is like you just plug it in. I think it's called Pedal Commander, but then I saw a YouTube video saying it's pointless because it's just basically, it doesn't actually make your car faster or have more responsive throttle as such. It's just making it like open up quicker, so you just don't have to use the whole pedal. So like if I put my foot to the floor, if I want it to be like that, the commander just makes it so I've only got to do it halfway. It doesn't actually really do anything. Like everyone thinks it like opens it up so quick that you're like, well, it's responsive, but it's just making it that you don't have to use as much pedal. So like, if you just put your foot down harder and faster, it'll be the same. So I don't think I will do that. And plus I don't really want it to be so sensitive. I've had one before on the Porsche. As soon as you put your foot down, it's like that. And it just starts jumping around. It's like, fucking hell. Anyway, so it's actually a nice sunny day today. We are on the end of September, getting nearer to Halloween, and I have to fucking shout. Every time I drive this car, it's getting louder and louder as it's bedding in. It's ridiculous. Is it a good thing? I don't know. I mean, it's making these videos harder. I might have to buy like a special mic so I don't have to shout all the time. Anyway, back onto the video. So, yes, Lamborghinis, Bugattis, Ferraris, Maseratis, not sure if there's any other ones, maybe Aston Martins, I don't really know. But you've got a tender charger. So, my thoughts are, it's to do with, I wouldn't say it's to do with the power, I just would say that it's to do with more just the engineering of everything, like it's just the electrical stuff. Again, I don't really know why it's these cars and not other cars, because there are ones that have got a lot of horsepower, like I said before, and you don't have to do it. So I'm not sure if it's to do with that it's got loads of power, because someone said it's to do with the power, it's to do with like the battery as well. So the battery, you can't just use a normal battery, you've got to use like an AGM battery, even though this hasn't, because so AGM batteries are basically for cars that have got the auto start stop function. So like if you come to a traffic light and it's red and you want to stop, it turns off like the engine, so it saves fuel. I mean, I don't really get that, because if you start your car up and you drive it for like a minute and then turn it off and then start it up and drive it, then it's not really going to save fuel, it'd be worse than fuel. So I'm not sure how it works, but it must be some sort of trick that it does to make you save on fuel, I don't know, and power. It's a shitty idea. I mean, I don't like auto start. I mean, a lot of people that I know that have got it, they just turn it off because it's just fucking annoying. So, but with this, and like Ferraris and Lamborghinis, etc., you do need to have AGM batteries, even though this car hasn't got a auto start function. So I was like, well, why do I need one? And they said it's because of power, because it uses up so much electricity, and I think it's to do with like the computers. Like, where it's like a high-end car, it just needs to have a lot more, because it's got like 2 ECU chips. So I think that's why. I think it just uses more power, and then when it's shut off, like overnight, I think it's just got things that happen on it that doesn't happen on other cars, like self-check. Like, well, I think it's got like a self-health check as well. I mean, comment below if I'm wrong about that, but I've heard that it's like like it sort of checks itself over about things, and so it uses up more power as it's like just sitting there. And then when you're driving it around, maybe it's because it's just a type of car, it just uses so much electricity. I don't know, but I wouldn't exactly say, I mean, yes, the Bugatti, fair enough, that's got a lot of fucking horsepower, so I can understand. why a Maserati? I mean, it's only like 440 like horsepower. I mean, I wouldn't say that's so much that you need to tend to charge it. I don't know. But basically, with tender charging, I wouldn't say you need to do it every day. The person who sold me this, and online as well, they say that you've got to charge this up like every 3 days, but that's if you're not using it. So if you're using the car a lot, like I am, I use it pretty much every day. At least 6 days a week I use it, at least. So they say if you don't use the car, if you know that you're not going to use it for like 3 days, it's best just to have it on charge, like tender charge. Having said that, I do drive every day and I still need to tender charge it. I've got like this little device that tells you like how like fully charged up it is. Usually after 7 days of driving, and this is driving every day, it will come up with like the middle light, like amber. So basically it's saying that it needs to be charged. If I drive it for 2 weeks and driving it every day, it'll be on red, which means I really need to charge it up. So yes, you do need to charge it up no matter what. People say that if you drive it every day, the alternator should work, right? Especially that I've got a fucking brand new one, because obviously it fucked up when I first got the car. I've got a brand spanking new one and a brand new fucking battery, and it still needs to be charged up. So that's not actually true. So even if you drive it every day, you still need to charge it up. So I charge mine up at least once a week, at least. But now I'm not sure if it's because I've added on stuff to the car, I've remapped it, it's got more power. I'm not sure, but it seems like the light's going down to the like amber one quicker now. It's doing it in like about 5 days rather than like 7 or 8 days. Not sure if that's because it's more power, I don't know. Who knows? Or it could be that I'm listening to like the radio more, or like music more often, I don't really know. But it seems like I need to do it more often. It seems like I've got to do it like twice a week now, which is annoying. But you don't need to charge it up like to the point where like you're doing it for like 24 hours. I mean, when I charge it up, when it says that it's a bit low like after like a week, I charge it up and it takes about 2 hours to charge up. So it doesn't take long at all. And I've got all the leads attached, so a lot of people will just like have to attach it to the battery every time, but I've got this one where it's already attached to the battery, which I'll show you a clip afterwards about it. And it's all like connected up to like an extension lead that I've got to it, so you can get like more leads attached to it to make it longer, and then that goes to a proper extension lead, and I'll just charge it up, and it doesn't use much electricity, meaning that it won't cost you a lot of money. So not a lot at all really. And if you're doing it like once a week, you only got to charge it up for like 2 or 3 hours. It's nothing. But it's just, it keeps it going. It's just when it gets to a certain, like below a certain voltage, I think it's like 12 point something volts, it starts like going a bit weird. I haven't got to the point where it has done that yet. But it can go into like limp mode and like come up with all these warnings and all that shit, and it just doesn't like perform well. I did have an issue with when it went onto the red, because I thought like I don't need to charge it up yet, it's only been like a week, but it was on red. I turned it on, it started like misbehaving. It sort of just basically didn't tell me what I was doing. It just didn't come up with the lights, like the lights, because it was at night time. So the lights worked, but what I mean is like on like your dash, where all like your dials are, it just didn't have the lights behind it. So, and it wouldn't tell me the petrol that I had. So I was at a petrol station when it happened, and it was saying I had no fuel, basically like fucking empty. And it didn't say what my rev counter was. It didn't, so if I put my foot on it, it didn't have the speed, what I was doing. It's just on 0 miles per hour, so I didn't know what speed I was doing. So I was like, shit. So basically, if that happens to you, either you need to charge it up, or there's a little trick that I've got. If it misbehaves and comes up with some warnings, or something's not working, the lights, they don't always go up either. So if that happens with you, because I've got this flashing thing about the adaptive lights, turn them off and then on again quickly, like, because if it's night time, it's that, and then it goes up. So that's one trick you can do. If it's misbehaving with, like, not saying how fast you're going or something else, or it comes up with like loads of warning signs, what I usually do is I lock the door and then unlock it and then start it back up again, and it usually sorts itself out. If it doesn't, then you probably need to charge it up. or if it's not working, then you might need a brand new battery or a new alternator like I did. But yeah, so you don't need to do it all the time. Like people say that you need to tend to charge it every day, so as soon as you park up, you just tend to charge it. I mean, you can do. I mean, you need to keep it up above a certain voltage so it performs well, because these things like to drain the battery, and I'm not sure why it is. Like I said, it's not the horsepower, because I know that there's like Mustangs out there that are higher than this, and I don't think you've got to tend to charge them. I'm just not sure why you've got to do it. Perhaps the electrics are just more, I don't know, just more complicated. Not sure why. McLaren, like, yeah, they're known for their electrics, you know, their electrical issues. So they've got to be tend to charge. If it goes below a certain voltage, they just fucking go crazy. Like this and the McLaren, if it gets a little bit wet sometimes, if you go through a car wash, even though I don't car wash it now, I do it by hand now, but when I went through a car wash, it just started fucking up, and it says apparently that the water's getting into places. And McLaren, if it rains like really hard, sometimes it can fuck up the door. So like as soon as you like, it won't like let you open up the door, or the windows won't go down enough to like open it up, because they're meant to like drop a little bit and then go up, so it could fuck up there as well. Like I said, Maserati and Ferrari issues, or Lamborghini issues, whatever, but you need to tend to charge it. If you've got one of these high-end cars, you're going to get issues. If you don't charge it, it's just going to go fucking mental, and you're going to be like, oh, why is it doing this? And so it's an easy job. I mean, it didn't cost me much money. I think it was like £100 for like the kit, to get everything that I needed, and then you just charge it up. But the good thing is, when you charge it, it doesn't just charge it up, it does like a health check. So it checks to see if the battery's in good condition, it checks to see if it can hold its charge, and it checks to see if there's any leaks and all that stuff on the battery. So it's pretty good, and it lets you know like how much it's charged, and then when it's charged, and then when it gets to 7, that's charged, and it's got like an 8 as well. So that's just like tender charging. So if you're away for like on holiday, you don't really want to just charge it up and just keep it on charge. It keeps it where it's meant to be, but it doesn't use so much electricity, and it doesn't like do it until like it overheats and explodes. Like, you know, it's got like a auto shut thing, so if it does get hot because you haven't been at home for like 3 weeks or 4 weeks because you're away on a business trip or something, it will just shut off, and it will just do that, and then when it gets to like temperature, it will like turn on again, and it will just tend to charge it, but it won't to the point where it fucks your battery out and explodes it because it's overheated. It's not like that sort of charger. Not like a charger on your phone, you know, if you're charging it up for so long, it gets hot and they explode. So it's quite good. So yeah, so I do it once a week. I'll probably start doing it twice a week now, because I think now that I've added horsepower onto it, it just seems like it needs to be charged more often. And make sure that you've got like the right like the voltage and everything as well. So I think with this one's like 850 you need, and I can't remember the other bit, I think it's like 100, like the volts and that. So just make sure that you're getting the right battery, and because on Euro car parts, Halfords, it doesn't always come up with like the right one that you need. So you just Google it, the car that you've got, and what you should be doing, or just look in your handbook. Fucking hell, there's loads of traffic here. Just look in your handbook. Oh, it's because they're shut off a lane. I hate when they do that. Yeah, they've just look in your manual handbook. It will tell you what you need, and then just try and get the closest one to it, because you can never always get exactly the same one. Because I'm meant to have like 100, like an 850, and then 100 like VA or whatever the fuck it is. I can't remember like the terms of it, but there's 100, but I think this is like 95. So I couldn't find one that was like where it's what it's meant to be, but it's around that anyway. I think the internet says 95, but I think the handbook says like 100. So it's around that sort of figure. You don't want to go like too low. I think you can go higher, but don't really need to. And batteries, because the AGM batteries are really expensive. So mine was like, I can't remember what mine was actually. It was a lot. I think it's like, I can't remember what it was. I'll have to have a look. But yeah, they're a lot more. They're probably like double or sometimes triple the price of a normal battery. So, yes, in the long video that I've done, that I always say it's going to be a short video, and it never fucking is, because I'll ramble, you do need to tend to charge it. But I'll show you in the next clip of what I mean about like the connecting up to it and what's best to do, so you can just plug it straight in. and then it's got a bit on there that tells you like if you need to charge it, which is quite good, and just basically how to set it up, what to do if it's raining as well. You want to like make sure that it's not all going to get like wet, and then just go from there. And then I'll show you like the make that I use as well, which is good for Maseratis. I'm not sure if it's good for all cars like Lamborghinis, Ferraris, but it's well known to be recommended for a Maserati at least. So that's the one that I use, and like I said, they're not expensive. You don't have to really charge it up for a long time, as long as you do it like once a week and you're driving the car a lot. If you're not driving it a lot, then I would probably just keep charging it up. If you like, say, if I don't drive my car for like 2 days, I'll probably put it on charge. I won't put it on charge for the full 2 days. I'll just like, if I know that it's going to be like, I'll be driving it the next day after 2 days, and then I'll just charge it up for like 2 hours before driving it the next day. So it's not that bad. So yeah, so in the next clip we'll show you what I mean about tender charging, how to like connect it all up. I'll show you how to tender charge this beast. Bloody bird shit on my car. Gave it a fucking wash a week ago. Oh. Okay, so what I've done is, so as you can see, so I've got it all in here. So this is the thing that tells you if it needs charging. So obviously at the moment it's on green. Yesterday it was on orange, so I'm not sure if that's telling me the right thing. But I mean, it was charged about a week ago, so it shouldn't really matter. But with the battery, see, so this is the battery I got. So this one they recommend basically, so 850, and then whatever the other thing is. And excuse the dog howling, it keeps making that noise, if you can hear it. So I've basically connected it all up. You can't really tell, but I've done it there. See? So this here, connects it one there, then one under this. And then that basically, I put this through here. And then I've connected it up to like an extension lead, and then connected it up to the thing that charges it. So this is what the thing I use is C-Tech. It's a very good one. So you just basically, it's all just on a plug, and then it all comes out, and then I'll put it in the garage and then put it on to charge. So obviously if it's raining, you could either put it all underneath the car so it doesn't get wet, and then put it into like a bag or bubble wrap. Actually you can use a big bag of bubble wrap and just done that, or tarpaulin might be better, but it's quite big. Or you can just like keep it in there, but because the garage, if it rains it gets wet around there, so I'll just put a bag over it just to make sure that it doesn't get wet. This is fine. It's just like stuff like this, that, and then obviously you don't really want to get this wet and then all of this wet as well. So I usually use like this sort of stuff, bag it up. So yeah, it just connects up to there, put it up to there, the garage, big garage, and then basically if I turn it on, which would help. So that's all turned on. So if you've got it, it usually recognises what you've done before, so it should be on the AGM button. But if it's the first time you're using it, you press the mode button, make sure it's on AGM, and it'll charge up, and it'll go through all the health checks until it gets to charge, just like that. And then obviously with this, I usually try and get it to about here, so it doesn't get crushed, just like there. It's fine, as you can see, that's where it goes into. So it doesn't actually get crushed or anything. Just do it to like there if you want, like probably there. That'd be it. And then just make sure it's shut. And then that way, if it's got a bit of play, that means it's not getting trapped. And then just lock it, and then you can leave it overnight or however long you want to do it for. There's guys that are looking at my car, so I thought I'd give it a bit of a rev, because they're like, go on, because they've got the electric car, so this shows what they're missing. I'm not going to fucking electric, I will die before I go to an electric car, I'm joking. I'm too much of a petrol head, petrol being the main keyword there. Fucking annoying, like when you're at McDonald's, like I was trying to park because it's such a big vehicle, and I was parking, and then I didn't get quite onto the line, and then I went forward to go back, and this van just like basically just went vroom, 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 and then just tried to cut me up, and I was like, can't you just wait for me to park? Because like fucking hell, like people were so impatient. Why does no one ever indicate a fucking roundabout? It annoys me. God, people just annoy me. Well, hopefully you enjoyed this little video. I say little, it's probably going to be long once I've fucking edited it, like always. But hey ho. So just a little video about tender charging. And sorry, I was going to get this guy off my arse in the Union Jack van. I told you I hate people that are on the fucking road, some of these dickheads that are just impatient. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. And we'll be ready for the next video. It's the one I'm probably the most excited for, actually, out of all the videos that I've done. Well, I wouldn't say all the videos that I've done. I mean, obviously buying the car and picking up the car was probably the most exciting, but I mean like modifications, etc. So watch out for that one. It's quite funny actually. When I was at the bit where like the lanes were going into one because they closed one lane and it slowed down the traffic, this idiot, literally, they was in the right lane anyway, and then like I let in the car, and then they sort of like left a space to let in the car. They let in person, then they also got pissed off. They indicated out, went back into the lane that was getting close in like 200 yards, and then literally like 10 seconds later they had to indicate to come back in again. Like, what was the fucking point in that?